Christmas may be over, but I still have to show y'all this amazing Christmas dinner that my mom and I collabed on. So I made some collard greens. As you see, I'm adding my vegetable broth, my chicken bouillon to my crock pot and letting that simmer overnight. Then I'm making homemade cornbread to go with the seafood dressing. Now, this is my first time making seafood dressing. This is my second time in my whole life ever making dressing, but I think it turned out pretty good. Honestly, if I had to rate it, I would give myself an 8 out of 10, but I do look forward to making this dish again to perfection. So here you just see me getting my trinity together. I have my bell peppers, I have the celery, and then also the onion. You want to get that all diced up really good, add it to your hot oil, and make sure that you give this about 10-15 minutes or so to cook down. Once mine cooked down, then I went ahead and added some garlic that you see here. And then you want to also let that cook down for another 5 minutes or so before adding your cream of mushroom soup, or cream of chicken soup, excuse me. Now, my cream of chicken soup was actual soup, and I didn't realize it until I was adding it to the pot. So I then went in with some heavy cream to make it more of a creamy consistency. Here you just see me seasoning the shrimp that I'm gonna add to the seafood stuffing. And that's just a simple Tony's, salt, and some Sazon. I also let them soak in lime juice prior to me seasoning, and then I just give it a quick stir and let it sit. Now I've let my trinity cool down. I add my crab meat, some Tony's, so that can soak up all the seasoning before we add it to the cornbread. So this is my homemade cornbread mixed with some seafood stuffing cornbread mix that's already seasoned and made. And then I go in with the trinity and crab meat mixture, as well as some seasoning, sage, salt, chicken bouillon, and Tony's, and then I go in with the vegetable broth. Now, I give myself an 8 out of 10 for this dish overall. I can say after looking back, and of course after tasting it, I see where I added a tad too much salt. All in all, again, it was an 8 out of 10 for me. Great reviews and great feedback from the fam. As a first try on seafood dressing, again, an 8 out of 10. So then I just go in with the butter, eggs, my seasoned shrimp that we had set aside earlier, and then I just fold that in. Now you see me seasoning my fish, and then also seasoning my fish batter. So moving forward, you're always going to see some Sazon in my mixture, in my cooking, in my batters, seasoning my meats, because I just think it brings out so much flavor. I absolutely love cooking with it in addition to other seasonings and herbs. So if you want to make your own batter and not use the pre-made seasoned fish fry, this is the way to go. So we're just going to add our fish to our batter that we made, and we want to pack that in and coat it in really good so that it gets into all the crevices of the fish. It's going to make for a beautiful, crispy, thick layer of crust. And as you see, our fish is literally fried to perfection. Oh my gosh, the fish paired with my homemade tartar sauce was a 10 out of 10. So here you see all of my completed dishes, and then we're gonna pair that with my mom's homemade dinner roll, mashed potatoes, lobster, green beans, and steak. She also made some pot roast, but I didn't have that on my plate. As you see, this plate was bomb. Absolute 10 out of 10. So here's how all my dishes came out, paired with my mom's homemade rolls, mashed potatoes, lobster tails, green beans, steak, and there is the plate of magic. Oh my gosh, it was so good.